Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. I'm excited to have my longtime friend. This guy has blown up. He is all over the place on the music scene. He's super successful, a great friend, an amazing human being. Welcome to the show, Anthony Train Caruso, or
Hey
professionally, I
Ted.
guess you're called Caruso now.
Yeah, yeah,
Welcome
yeah.
back, man. How you doing?
Well, the reinventions just keep coming, and they keep flourishing. So I always say, how am I doing? If I was any better, I'd be illegal. You know what I
You'd
mean?
be, and I
So
said to you when you said that
that
earlier, I said, you are
you,
illegal.
I probably
Um,
am. You're right.
all right, so Train,
Yeah.
tell them about you just a little bit. Of course, I want them to know where Train came from, but I also want them to really focus. He's got a show coming up at Timucua on the
hmm
25th. That's this weekend.
This Saturday night.
He's performing there, and he's got some tickets to give away. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But I want them to know a little bit about you. Where did Train come from, and how did you get into music?
Well, train came from a little town called Audubon, Pennsylvania. It's about, I don't know, a couple miles outside of Valley Forge, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania area in the Northeast. And, all my life I was pretty much, I was influenced by music. Music used to make me feel really good in an otherwise rather kind of shaky childhood. You and I know about shaky childhood.
We
So,
sure do.
like music I always found made me feel better and made me forget. So I wanted to write songs that made me did to me to do to others what it did to me and helped me through my times. I think music became more of a therapy than anything in the beginning. I didn't realize it. When we're young, we don't realize what we're using to actually cope. Coping mechanisms.
That's
And
true.
like I said, we both know the pangs of a shaky childhood. So I guess that's how it started. Then it flourished into you know I don't know. I just couldn't seem to get a foothold in the business. And the way you and I met was I owned a magazine called
That's
What's
correct.
Happening What's Happening with Original Artists. That's how I went to law school in Orlando, and from there I went there, and then from there I started the Whoa magazine, and you and I became very dear friends. Matter of fact, we were like the godfather and godmother of the Citrus Club.
We were.
I'm not going to say who was who. I'm just saying we. I think I said that joke last time too,
I
because
think you
we,
did, but that's all
because,
right.
but it's okay because you know why? Because it's actually we were historical there was a point in time when we were like, I mean, dude, do you remember we were taking 20 meetings a day and
Yep.
and drinking half of your wine cabinet in a day? Remember that?
Yes, we were drinking
Yeah,
my champagne. I still drink
we were
champagne every
drinking
time I'm up there.
we were drinking your PJ. We were drinking all your stuff. I mean, we were taking meetings left and right. We were busier. We were busier than the president of the United States at that time in the Citrus Club. I'm
So
telling you.
busy. So
And
busy.
and dude, didn't we had like on the month like you did to me today? Hey, we're on a short
You
leash.
know it because I'm back to back, man. I'm a
Back,
scheduled guy.
I know. And remember, you used to schedule those meetings, and I used to go nuts because it was every 20 minutes. So that's how we met. Anyway, that's how we met. And those were really, really good times for me. The Citrus
Yes.
Club. Ted Bogart's one of those friends who I will never, it doesn't matter if I see him in 10 years, doesn't matter whether I see him 20 years from now. Every time I see him, it's like it was yesterday. It
That's
doesn't
right.
matter. It's a
Here.
true friendship. And that's how friendships, the real friendships are. But
Agreed.
so I've had a really, really stellar year, stellar career.
Yeah, tell them about that. You've
Yeah,
had an
my last,
amazing year.
yeah, it's actually it's been miraculous. I have to say that there's a divine intervention going on here, something that we all can't explain, we all can't control. But back in we'll go back real quick, 2019, 2020, I had 50 million streams during the height of COVID, which was like the worst time in history, yet it was the best year for me. And that's kind of crazy because I felt so bad about pumping my chest about that because people were actually dying, you
Yeah.
know. But the problem was nobody had nothing to do, so they actually
Nothing.
found me. They found me, and a little song that I wrote called Bleed Over Me. And they took that to mean lean on me. And so henceforth, they just gravitated. And 50 million people came. So it thrust me into the national spotlight. And then Universal came along and signed me to a short term. And from there, in 2022, when the 308 Ghost Train decided to park it in the station, because it was just ran its course. I was with Warner. I had just signed with Warner Brothers to distribute me, and they said to me, well, why don't you just go solo? You write the songs anyway. You're the front man. Just go solo.
Right.
And I said, well, how am I supposed to rebrand this name? Like, how much the 308 Ghost Train spent 3 years out there shaking hands and kissing babies. They said to me, dude, you have the most famous name in music. It's synonymous with music, all the way back to the 20s with the great Caruso.
Yeah.
He said, all you got to do is write those songs and show up, and people will be able to make the brand. They will be able to understand the brand. And then henceforth, you can ride on that and say, I'm trying to be the greatest Caruso of all. There was all kinds of stuff thrown around at the time. And a light bulb went off, and I said, yeah, I can see that. I can see it sticking a little bit. But it wasn't easy. Because to come to find out on Spotify, there's about 50 people calling themselves Caruso.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, geez. Well, now you have to get out of that crab bucket. And so I decided, instead of trying to climb on top of them, I just pushed from the side and got them all out of the damn bucket. And I did that with, one thing I've always been really good at, because I mastered my craft first, is I'm pretty good at writing a radio song, like a song that's catchy, that people will listen to on the radio, and they'll tap their feet, they dance. And yeah, it's a gift I have. Yeah. So I decided to just put out a bunch of good radio tunes. And believe it or not, in January I grabbed my first platinum record. What was a gold first, and then my first platinum record in January with a little song called "The Man Who Laughs." It's a story about I'm got sick and tired of people, doing things and making choices and having bad things happen to them, and then they blame God. Like they do something wrong, but then it's somebody else's fault. I got so sick of hearing that. So I wrote a song called "The Man Who Laughs." You see the man who laughs, and then you die. And then it went to number one on the radio. And I said, oh, man. So I had written a group of songs, and I just pushed them out. And it's been incredible. Already I've been number one 3 or 4 times, 3 times so far, and it's only May. On 2 different charts this time with "Moving Like the Ocean." It's been my biggest song yet. It actually went multi-platinum last week, which means it's been downloaded the most out of any other song and played out of any other song in the independent world on both the pop radio stations and the country radio stations.
Wow.
So, my God, that's huge, man. That's huge. And I've got 3 more coming out back to back to back. And it's looking like they're all going to be in the top 5, which is pretty cool.
Unreal.
And then, I've been nominated 49 or 50 times, and I've won 16 awards in the last
you've won a bunch.
Yeah, 16 in the last 2 years, like the bulk of them in the last 2 years. First one I won was 2019. 2020 skipped me. 2021 I had 1, but the 15 have been between 2022 and 2024. It's just like a wave, man. So it's exciting.
It's interesting because isn't it funny how people might say, oh, he's an overnight success, but in reality, you've been working at your craft for a very long time.
40 years.
Wait, we're not that old, Train.
Well, yeah, 40 years because I'm older than you. And
you are not older than me.
I think I am.
I'll be 60 this year.
Well, I beat you. I made that last year.
Oh, well, see, there you go. All right.
Okay, so see, I knew I was the big brother. I knew that. I know I was the big brother. Anyway, so yeah, and that's the miracle in this. But we do have some people to thank real quick because of that. The miracle is this usually happens when we are 20 and 25. It escaped me or eluded me back then because life got in the way, but I picked it back up and was able to do it because of people like Paul McCartney and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards and Rod Stewart and Elton John, who are still playing sold out stadiums at 79 and 80 years old. So the last 5 years, what has happened is the music business has lost all sense of color and age discrimination, and you're seeing a lot more older artists now coming out and peaking or shining. So that's the reason why the world kind of turned a little bit, and COVID did a lot to contribute to that, Ted.
Well, sure. Let me ask you, because I want to make sure we have time to do everything. Talk about the show.
Okay. So I've got a full band show coming up. You're going to see the full band. It's on Saturday night, May 25th. Doors open, I think it's 6 or 6:30. Show starts at 7:30 till 9:30. I'm going to play every song that's in the catalog. Within the 2 hours, you're going to get to hear everything from where it started to where it's going to end. And this is going to be a very unique show because I don't know how many more I'm going to do after this one. I've pretty much done everything I want to do, and I'm still going to do some shows. I'm still going to write. I have a big deal with Digital One, Steve Lane, and Digital One out of Orlando, up Palm Bay, or where it is, over in the Orlando area. And they handle my whole. They bought my whole. They have my whole catalog for sync and film and TV. So they have like 100 songs that they're going to be pitching all the time to films all over the world, and that's basically mailbox money for me. I've had a song in Shameless. I've had a song in Chevy commercials. So that's what I'm looking for my music to do now, is to be used in mediums. So
that's the new iteration of Caruso.
Well, and it's the new. Really, to tell you the truth, any artist out there that's trying to make it in this business, that's what you want to do if you want to make money. The money is in film, TV, and commercials. It is not in streaming. Although I've made money in all of it. I mean, I had a really good year. I've been very blessed. And so I can't complain about that. But Saturday night,
tickets. Tell me about the tickets.
Okay, so tickets are on sale at Timucua. You got an Eventbrite. I'm going to give Teddy a link. What's going to happen is I'm going to give 4 away on the show. The first 4 people that comment after you heard me say comment, I want to go. That's all you got to say. I'll go. You will get a free ticket.
That's pretty cool, man. Because if you haven't been to Timucua, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I haven't been. I haven't. It's my first show.
They're all going to get an intimate show from you, which is really cool. So just to repeat, you all, the first 4 people who comment below will get a ticket, courtesy of Caruso and courtesy of his whole team. For May 25th, which is this weekend.
Hey, listen, it ain't no joke, Ted. They're $40 each.
Yes, this is a good stuff. We like giving away stuff to the TED show.
Yeah, and all you got to do is say you want to go. I don't want to give it to you if you don't want to go. Let somebody else go if they want to go. Just say I'll go, and we'll make sure Ted will get me your link, and I'll send you the link, and you have to put in the little word, and then it'll populate a free ticket for you.
So tell them, you started to talk about it. Do you want to elaborate at all? Because you're shifting, right? This is a shift here for you.
Yeah,
you're going to be shifting to something new, or at least, like we said earlier, a new iteration, a new chapter.
I think that there's a lot of legitimacy in cycles and seasons. Okay, seasons are what they are. This has been a full-blown 5-year season. Woe was a 5-year season, believe it or not. 5 years we did that, right? This has been a 5 full-year season come next month. This month, at the end of this month. The first record was released May 24th, 2019. The last record will be released May 24th, 2024.
Wow.
It's first one EP and the last EP.
amazing.
I've done everything I can do. Ted, I'm ready to go, like, enjoy my grandchildren. Like, they've got things going on. They've got stuff happening. My beautiful girlfriend Amanda, she keeps me young because she's a lot younger than me. So I got stuff I got to do. I'm going to go hike the Appalachian Trail. I'm going
Nice.
out to the Grand Canyon. I'm going out to see the Grand Tetons, the Redwoods. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling and just getting one with nature, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put my head into a new career, and I don't know what it's going to be, but I think I'd be good at anything that requires me to be out in front of something.
Yes.
I'm pretty good at that. I mean,
You
I
are
don't know. I just haven't picked yet. But it's crazy. It's like Christmas. Now that I've grown up, I can be anything I want to be.
That's right. And look, never too late to grow
Never,
up and figure out what
never.
it is that you want to be. I love that you're embracing it with, we don't always have the answers. And I think a lot of people get stuck on, okay, I got to know exactly what I'm doing next. And I love that you've kind of embraced the, you know what, God's going to provide. It's going to be what's supposed to be, because you're a prime example of that's exactly in not in your timing, in somebody else's time.
Yeah, I mean, why would I change it up now when he's already carried me for 60 years? Why the hell am I going to try to carry myself?
Oh, you wouldn't, but a lot of people do. All right.
Yeah.
So where do they find your music? Do they go to the CarusoTheArtist.com? How do they download? How do they support you?
I'll tell you what, you can go to CarusoTheArtist.com and you can see my website. And from there, you should be able to click on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel called Caruso the Artist. I have a Spotify playlist that has all the records, 308 Ghost Train and Caruso, called This Is Caruso. All you got to do is go to Spotify and type in This Is Caruso. It'll pull up my playlist. You can hear everything you want to hear. That's the easiest way to really, really get into what I do, and I'm a multi-genre artist. And a multi-genre writer, which means you're going to get to taste a lot of things from kind of like alt rock to easy listening and everything in between. And I think that's what's made me very successful is I touch groups at certain times, and then all those groups come together, and then you should see a show sometimes. I'll show up at a show and you got the people with the rings in their noses because they want to hear chaos, and you got the people that want to hear You're My Blues, and they're like all like yuppie, and it's just an amazing human thing to see people of different mindsets come together to enjoy one loving event called music.
Yes.
And I think music is the universal medicine.
I agree.
You combine it with food, and dude, you got the ultimate
food, baby. Now you're talking too.
You got the ultimate, and you throw a little wine in there, and geez, man, the world's problems go away.
You are speaking my language. I'm just so proud of you and so thankful you came on the show. I'm excited.
Dude, I'm proud of you. Let me tell you something. You really uncovered yourself. You went from being that that very, out in front guy out in the club to being a guy out in front of a whole industry now in your area. I mean, you're the godfather of the mortgage business. That's
that is kind. Thank you.
Dude, you are the godfather of you used to be the godfather of the insurance deck page. Let me see your deck page. Remember that?
Many moons ago,
remember that though? Let me see your deck page.
That might be making a comeback too. You never know.
Hey, I'm just saying that I loved your tenacity, man, because you were like me in a lot of ways. But you did it a little different. I was more like in your face, and you were more like finessed. But we had the same energy and the same tenacity. And I recognize greatness when I see it, and that's why I tied myself to you. I knew I could only get better by being your friend.
Very kind words. I feel the same. I love and adore you. I am so happy for you to have happiness and joy and success and all of the things, and to really feel the joy and the success, because you have but you pour into what you do, and that shows, and that's why I want everyone to go to his show, Caruso show, May 25th at Timucua. First 4 people who've commented will get a ticket. Say I want to go, and Caruso will get you the ticket. I am so happy for you, my friend. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing. I'm excited to see what's next.
Yeah, of course I'll stay in touch. I'll be closer to you now in Zephyr Hills. You never know, I may pop in at the club
You
sometime.
should come to the Citrus Club because we
Yeah.
got champagne every day I'm there, my
Well,
friend.
yeah. Well, I'll hit you up first. Make sure you're going to be there because I know you're busy.
Yeah, you definitely. Because today I'm not.
Today you're not there. See, if I'd have showed up there, I'd been in trouble.
Well, you would have been in trouble.
And make sure whoever the people are that do come to the show, make sure you please come say something hi to me. I like to meet everybody in person, and I know it's a small place from what I understand. I'm going to be really
Very
intimate anyway.
So, but the intimate, I think, is going to be so cool for them. It's going to be a great experience for them.
I just hope it ain't too loud. I got a full band. The guy told me to bring everybody. I'm like,
absolutely. He knows. Mr. Glazier knows what he's doing. All right, guys, go check out Caruso the artist. Find him at This Is Caruso on Spotify. Yep. You can go to the website, but you can always reach out to me. I love you, brother. I appreciate you, and I'm so happy for you.
Love you too. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon.